guys, this is a wobbly. Brand, thank you for saying that. Any tips for those new to streaming? Yo, I got some tips. I got some crack tips. First of all, I would say if you're new to streaming, you know, you don't gotta invest a lot in it right away. I always like to, you know, I'm never someone who really like dives in, usually like head first. I usually like to dip my little toe in and see how it is and see if the water's warm or if it's cold. You know, like slowly walk in the freezing cold water of my life. I'd say, you know, you don't even need like a big fancy getup. You don't need a big fancy microphone when you just starting streaming. You don't even need a computer. I started streaming on my PS4. And I just had like a regular headset. And you know, just check it out. Just see if you like it. And then if you have fun and you vibe with it, then you can start investing in it money-wise and time-wise. Also, if you want to be a successful streamer, like legit, like it depends. Okay, you say like what are tips for streaming? It depends how you want to go about it. If you're like, I really want this to be like a job, or like I want this to be more than just like something I do for fun. Like I want to be a content creator, period. Then, you know, you gotta treat it as such. You gotta be like, put your focus into that. So that means like, you know, and I hate giving this advice because it's so like, it's just so overdone of the like, make sure to network and go on other platforms and blah, blah. Cyber, thank you for the follow. But it's so true. The truth is, it's true. Like, if you really do want to make it like a job or like be a content creator more than just for fun, just because like I want to stream my gameplay. If you want to do like more than that, it's true. Twitter and TikTok, that's how you do it. Hey, thank you for the follow. Get on those platforms too. Make sure your name is like similar amongst all the different areas. I was saying this before on another stream, like so many people are like focused and worried about numbers, like how do I grow? How do I get people into my stream and blah blah blah. And like, yes, numbers is a part of it, but honestly, I think especially when you're starting out, and actually this should keep with you as you keep going as a content creator or a streamer or whatever you want to do, is focus on like the kind of content that you actually like want to put out there. Like, why are you streaming in the first place? Like, what kind of stuff do you want to provide for people? And you know, I think if you focus on that, then the people will come. And they'll be like, oh wow, this person seems pretty cool, and it seems like they're passionate about what they do, and then the rest kind of usually comes as it goes. It's tough because Twitch is oversaturated. That's true. But sick man, don't let that stop. Like, anyone who says like, oh, like, but Twitch is oversaturated or everyone's doing it or blah blah. Like, I almost got really discouraged when I first started streaming, because I remember I just like, I think I streamed for like a year before I even got into Twitter and all that. And then it wasn't until like 2 years later that I got into TikTok. But anyway, when I first got into Twitter, I remember I was like talking about streaming and stuff and how I really enjoyed it. And someone literally like commented like, oh, good luck getting anywhere with that. Everyone's a streamer these days. And like, that was a super discouraging comment. I was like, oh man, this person maybe has a point. Why am I even doing this? Hey, thank you for the follow. And that was like right when I was getting started. So don't let like comments like that discourage you. Because the truth is, everyone's doing everything, you know? Rebel, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I think the most important thing with being a streamer, being a content creator, is just focusing on like why you want to stream and what kind of stuff you want to provide for people. I think, and if that's where most of your focus is going, I think you're gonna be successful. I actually saw this, I don't know do you guys watch Alpha Gaming? I used to watch Alpha Gaming videos a lot on YouTube. He has some really good like tips on streaming and like getting started as a streamer and how to be actually successful. And he actually says things that I don't see a lot of other people saying in YouTube videos, and like he's actually has like hints where I'm like, oh, wow, that's actually really smart. And, you know, and one of the things is like, you know, everyone says like Twitch is really bad at promoting you, especially when you're first starting out. Like, you know, they're not going to try to shout you out or put you out onto other people's eyes and stuff like that. And like, I think it really sucks, and I wish that Twitch kind of focused more on helping, especially like smaller streamers, get out there and get eyes on them. But the truth of the matter is, like, if you think about it, and this is what the Alpha Gaming guy was saying, which I never really thought about before. Hey, thank you for the follow. Is like, Twitch isn't really made to be the thing that shouts you out. Twitch is the streaming platform that you stream on. And that's where the other stuff comes in of like, that's why you gotta go on other platforms, because what's really great at getting your stuff out on other eyes? YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. That's where you're gonna find like random people to find your stream. You're not gonna, like, and I know a lot of people who say, oh, like stream, you know, if you have an audience of like 20 average viewers, like stream the games where people are mainly streaming with 20 or less average viewers. I don't know if you've heard that hint before, but I know I even used to do that, of like pick games that will help you like have your stream show up at the top, right? Like within your viewer demographic or whatever. But the truth is, you know, if you're just streaming games based on how many viewers are also streaming that game, and then if you're not even liking the game you're gonna stream, then who's gonna wanna watch you anyway? So that's why I say, I think it's so important to focus on like what you actually like to stream and what you wanna put out there. And then when it comes to getting eyes on your Twitch, it'll be so much easier just to use other platforms for that are like way better at getting eyes on your stuff than Twitch is. Yeah, I love talking about this stuff. It's pretty interesting. And it's something that I actually, one of those few topics that I feel like I actually kind of know about. So talking about it's interesting. And if people want like advice, I'll try to give it. And that's another thing, like, yeah, finding a niche and just that thing. And I've heard this before a lot too, of like, what is that thing that makes you like different than the rest? What is that thing that like someone's gonna come to your stream and they can only find that thing with you, or like with the content that you provide? That's really important too. And it's hard. That is like one of the hardest things. Like that and like finding your niche are like probably some of the hardest things about streaming to figure it out. But once you're like, okay, I get it. This is what I like doing. This is what people like to see. I understand it now. Everything is coming together. I did my first actual stream a few weeks back and didn't have audio, so right out till an hour. And oh no, see, and that's the thing too. And that's the thing that I really had to get over, is like when you start streaming, just like when you start everything, it is gonna be a mess. Like it is, you have no idea what you're doing. It's the whole thing is like an adventure to figure it out. Like if I look back at, you know, when I first started almost 3 years ago now, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to face palm. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what was going on. But that's all part of the journey, the learning experience. Like, you know, you just gotta like face it that you're kind of gonna suck a little bit. You know, it's gonna be kind of all over the place and a little bit of a trash fire, but it'll be fun. And you know, the point is to experience it and have a good time anyway, and learn from your mistakes. So you know I'm a huge lurker, but what makes me want to watch someone on a very specific lurker level is a streamer just being themselves. Aw, Pookie Dookie, that's such a sweet thing to say. Viewers can tell. I totally agree with that, especially when being a longtime viewer. Someone's being fake. Totally, I feel you. Like just, and I've even come to think about this with life, even just like being your authentic self is, you know, people notice, and like it makes you feel better too when you actually are yourself, you know? I did a couple of streams mainly to understand how everything worked, to try to help when things break. And realize it's not for me. Well, see, Craig, I really appreciate that. See, like, you gave it a try, and you were like, hey, you know what? This isn't really my thing. Just trying it out before, like, fully invest, like, you know, like, don't, like, quit your job and be like, I'm gonna be a famous Twitch streamer now, you know, then just, like, get all the equipment and get a top-tier PC, and then, like, stream for 2 hours and be like, wait, actually, so yeah, just trying it out. Try it out with what you got. See how you like it. I remember I watched, actually, Moist Critical did a really good video on, like, his advice for streaming. And, you know, one of the things that he said is, like, at first, just do it for fun. Just do it because, like, you enjoy it, and that's pretty much, like, the best advice he could give. He was just like, as long as you're having a good time doing it, then it's working out. It is what keeps people coming back. If you are fake, they'll pick up on that. Yeah. Yeah, if you're fake or like, you know, and I feel like people can tell, you know, not that there's like a wrong reason to stream or anything. Like everyone has their own reasons for doing it. But, you know, if people are in it for misguided reasons, I feel like viewers can kind of usually tell. I'm happy to have kept going past the talking to myself state of streaming. Yes. Have a lot of fun. It is very, very nice and rewarding. We have a bunch of people to talk to and a community of like-minded individuals. It is very nice. And dirt eating. Oh, yes. Well, you know, Vamp, I know it's like a meme, the gorilla munch and the dirt eating, but it is true. One of my favorite things about having a community and streaming is the lore, is the inside jokes. The absolute, like, nonsensical ussiness of it all. Dude, you know what I freaking love? I love that, like, every streamer in every community has their own thing of, like, lore. And that's what, like, one of the, like, amazing, unique things about building a community is, like, it's just, you build this, like, history. And, like, people are like, oh, remember these days? Like, the callbacks. It's so funny. You don't get that with, like, any other type of content. YouTube, yeah, but YouTube's great. It's so funny. Like, I just now started like really diving into the YouTube thing again after kind of giving up on it for like a few years. But no, it's been very rewarding so far. I've really been enjoying it. So YouTube is definitely an outlet to put your content out on, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Like, months and months and months I've been like, okay, I'm gonna go back into YouTube one day, it's gonna happen. And I finally felt set up and in a good place to be like, okay, now is the time. I think I can do it. And that, I think, sums up my my advice for starting out streamers.